Good morning, boys and girls. We're going to read the next 3 chapters in The Escape from Mr. Lemoncello's Library. Chapter 25. Akimi grabbed the door handle to the young adult room. It's locked. Here, said Sierra, use my library card. Huh, said Akimi. Your books on the back are different too. I think they all are. I got the Egypt game and the Weston game. 2 books about games, said Kyle. Sweet. Sorry, guys. Akimi slipped Sierra's card into the reader slot above the doorknob, and the door clicked. Kyle pushed it open. The walls of the young adult room were painted purple and yellow. Stop. Sorry, guys. There were swirling zebra print rugs on the floor and a lumpy cluster of beanbag chairs. A couple of sofas were designed to look like Scrabble trees with letter square pillows. Akimi nudged Kyle in the ribs. Check it out. In the far corner stood a carnival ticket booth with a mechanical dummy seated inside. A fun and games banner hung off the booth's striped roof. The dummy inside the glass booth? He looked like Mr. Lemoncello. He wasn't wearing a turban, but the Mr. Lemoncello mannequin reminded Kyle of the Zoltar Speaks fortune teller booths he'd seen in the video game arcades. It's not really him, is it? Said Akimi, who was right behind Kyle. No, it's a mechanical doll. The frozen automatron was dressed in a black top hat with bright red ringmaster jacket. Since the booth had the fun and games banner, Kyle figured you might have to talk to the dummy to get a game. Hello? He said. We'd like to play a board game. Bells rang, whistles whistled, and chaser lights blinked. The mechanical Mr. Lemoncello jolted to life. If you want to play a game, just say its name. The life-size puppet's blocky jaw flopped open and shut, almost in sync with the words. Do you have Mr. Lemoncello's bewilderingly baffling bibliomania? Did Joey Pigazza lose control? Was Ella enchanted? Huh? Just say yes, suggested Sierra. Yes, said Kyle. Well, great Gilly Hopkins, said the Lemoncello dummy. Here you go. Kyle heard some mechanical noises and some whirling. Then with a clunk, and a wide slot popped open in front of the booth, and the game box slid out. Enjoy, said the dummy, and remember, it's not whether you win or lose, it's how you play the game. So be sure to read the instructions so you'll know how to play the game. Kyle took the box to a table. Okay, he raised the lid, let's set it up, and there was a beep, and the door opened. Where is he? Andrew Peckelman barged into the room waving his antique magazine, something called Popular Science Monthly. Who are you looking for? Said Kyle. Mr. Lemoncello. I heard him. Is he here? Kyle pointed toward the frozen Lemoncello doll sitting in the carny booth. It's a dummy. Peckelman whipped his head around from side to side. Is there a camera in here? Right above the door. Peckelman spun around to face it. Kyle, Akimi, and Sierra formed a human shield to hide their bibliomania box. I want to use a second lifeline, Peckelman shouted at the camera. I want to talk to an expert. Very well, said a calm voice that Kyle immediately recognized as belonging to Dr. Zinchenko. With whom would you like to speak? The guy who wrote this stupid magazine article about cracking open bank vaults in the 1930s. I'm afraid we cannot arrange that for you, Andrew. Why not? This guy's a moron. He didn't tell me anything about how to open the front door, which is what my Google search said this magazine would do. We told you the way out isn't the way in. That was just a red herring, a trick to throw us off course. No, Andrew, it was not. What was the title of the article? Newest bank vaults defy the cracksman. Ah, well, that should have been a hint. Apparently, the reporter concluded that the thieves could not break open the vault doors. When doing internet research, it's important to let me talk to that stupid idiot. I'm sorry. The magazine was published in 1936. That reporter is dead. Well, then, I want to talk to Mr. Lemoncello. Excuse me. I want to talk to Mr. Lemoncello. This is highly irregular. And so is this game. You people have it rigged so Miguel Fernandez will win. I know you do. That's why Mr. Lemoncello is afraid to talk to me. Kyle heard the carnival booth dummy clacker back to life. Hello, Andrew. How may I help you? This Lemoncello didn't sound pre-recorded. Apparently, the real deal was using the dummy to do his talking. Your library stinks, shouted Peckelman. Oh dear, have you boys been playing that castle sewer game again? No, but this stupid article should have given me the stupid answer, but the stupid writer didn't write what he should have written. I see. Can you rephrase that in the form of question? How many can I ask? Just one and then we're done. Okay, you're the expert on this stupid new library game. So where's your favorite contestant? Where's Miguel? Is that your final question? Yes. Assuming our video monitors are correct, Mr. Fernandez is on the other side of the third floor doing research in the arts and artifacts room. Hey. Thanks. Andrew bolted out the door. The Lemoncello puppet bucked and dropped back into its off mode. Kyle sprang from the table. Come on, he said to Akimi and Sierra. Akimi sighed. Now where are we going? To make sure that Peckelman doesn't do something stupid that gets Miguel kicked out of the game. And why would we do that? Because Miguel is our friend. Akimi glanced at her floor plan. The art and artifacts room is on the other side of the circle. Sierra, stay here and guard that game box. Come on, Akimi. Kyle and Akimi looped around the third floor balcony to the other side. Kyle glanced at his watch. It was almost 3 p.m. They really needed to start focusing on the game and not all this other monkey junk. As they neared the arts and artifacts room, there was a shout and the door flew open. Andrew Peckelman came running out. Behind him were a woman with the head and tail of a lioness and a pharaoh in a cobra headpiece. The pharaoh stopped. May onions grow in your earwax. And a series of holographic hieroglyphics danced across the air. Andrew Peckelman raced to a staircase, grabbed both handrails, and hurried down to the second floor. The Egyptians vanished. Kyle and Akimi entered the arts and artifacts room and found Miguel seated at a desk with what looked like blueprints. You okay? Asked Kyle. Yeah, man. I'm fine. Thanks. Those guys chasing Andrew. Where did they come from? Holograms from the giant Lego Sphinx and pyramid exhibit. So why'd they turn on Andrew? Asked Akimi. I don't know. One minute he's yelling at me. The next, the pharaoh and the schemit are yelling at him. The Siku? Said Kyle. Sekhmet, said Akimi, the Egyptian lioness god and warrior. Haven't you read The Red Pyramid by Rick Riordan? It's on my list, said Kyle. Or it would be. He definitely needed to start a reading list soon so he could catch up with everybody else. I bet the security guards in the control room fired up the Egyptian holograms when they saw Andrew going berserk in here, said Akimi. Good, said Miguel. A library is supposed to be a place for peaceful contemplation. That was when Sierra Russell rushed into the room. You guys, right after you left, the Lemoncello dummy spit out a bonus card. Chapter 26. Very clever, said Charles, pulling another silhouette card out of a book. This cover had been easy to find. It was the third book on the top shelf of the staff pick display. The image on the front was a bright yellow yield sign. The title, Universal Road Signs by renowned trafficologist Abigail Rose Painter. Charles found the matching book in the 300s room on the second floor. The 300s were about social sciences, including things like commerce, communications, and ta-da, transportation. Here's the next card. The image also fit nicely with the pictogram that he had found in the 700s room in a book called The Umpire Strikes Back. That baseball book was the first cover on the second shelf of the display case and had given Charles a card with the classic pose of an umpire calling an out. Reading the images from left to right, then down, like you'd read a book, Charles knew he was on the right track. The traffic sign book gave him walk, and the umpire book gave him out. Put the two pictures together, and he had walk out. Clearly, if he could find all 12 silhouettes, the staff picks display would tell him how to walk out of the library. although he had absolutely no idea what the first image he had found, the quarterback tossing a pass, had to do with escaping the library. Not yet, anyway. 3 down and 9 to go, said Charles, winking up at the closest security camera. And Mr. Lemoncello, if you're watching, may I just say that you are an extremely brilliant man. Charles had never sucked up to a video camera before. He figured it was worth a shot. Maybe Mr. Lemoncello would send him a bonus clue or something. Instead, when Charles stepped out of the 300s room, somebody sent him Andrew Peckelman. The goggle-eyed library geek was sputtering mad as he rushed down the steps and stomped around the second-floor balcony. Stupid library, stupid Lemoncello, stupid Sphinx and Scheme It. Why so glum, Andrew? Charles called out. Because this game stinks. Mr. Lemoncello just sent a bunch of holograms hurling hieroglyphics after me. He could put somebody's eye out with those things. Really? With a hologram? Hey, they're made with lasers, aren't they? Indeed. Say, speaking of hieroglyphics, where might I find a book about picture languages? Ha! Why should I help you? Because Kyle Keeley is working with Akimi Hughes and Sierra Russell. I imagine it's only a matter of time before your friend Miguel Fernandez joins their team too. Miguel isn't my friend. Besides, I'm better at navigating my way through a library than he'll ever be. I know. That's why I want you on my team. Really? Charles smiled. Kids like Andrew Peckelman were so easy to manipulate. Oh yes, work with me and I guarantee you the world will know that you should be the head library aide at Alexandriaville Middle School. The 400s, blurted Peckelman. Pardon? That's where you'll find the book on hieroglyphics and all kinds of languages. If you want secret codes, those are in the 600s rooms, the 650s to be exact. Charles shot out a hand. Welcome to Team Charles, Andrew. The new teammate stepped into the 400s room. For some reason, it was pitch dark and smelled like pine trees. Bienvenida, bienvenue, konnichiwa, welcome, boomed a voice from the ceiling speakers. This is the 400s room, home of foreign languages. Here, Charles and Andrew, you can learn all about your American heritage. A bank of spotlights thumped on. Charles and Andrew were face to blank face with a row of 4 featureless mannequins. An overhead projector beamed a movie onto dummy number 2, turning it into a perky woman who looked like a flight attendant. Hello, and welcome to your American heritage. I'm Debbie. Let's begin your voyage. That's okay, said Charles. We're rather busy. Let's begin your voyage, the mannequin repeated. Charles sighed. Obviously, there was no way to turn off this silly display. He might as well speed things along by telling the dummy what it wanted to hear. Fine, but can we go with the abridged version? We're in a bit of a rush. Yeah, added Andrew. We have to escape before noon tomorrow. The woman whose body remained frozen while a movie made her face costume spring to life reminded Charles of the graveyard statues from the Haunted Mansion ride at Disney World. While we research your family trees, she said, please enjoy the short and informative film. This part of the game, Andrew whispered to Charles, possibly. Pay attention for any bonus clues. Okay, what do they look like? Who could ever say? A screen behind the life-size dummies leapt to life with all sorts of scratchy images of people huddled together on the deck of a boat near the Statue of Liberty. 4 decades, narrated the ceiling voice. Public libraries have proudly served America's newest citizens, the immigrants who flocked to the shores yearning for freedom to build their own American dreams. Charles really wasn't interested in this kind of stuff. His ancestors were all Americans. The only language they spoke was English. Yes, the library is where many new arrivals journey first, to learn their new homeland's language, to keep in touch with the world they left behind, to search for gainful employment that will make them productive residents of their newly adopted home. The movie dissolved into blackness. Thank you for your kind attention, chirped the cheerful Debbie. We have completed your American family tree. Let's meet your first American ancestors. 2 mannequins sprang to illuminated life, both of them dressed in traditional Thanksgiving pilgrim costumes. I know who they are already, said Charles. That's John Chillington and his wife Eleanor. They came to Plymouth Colony on the Mayflower. Can we move on to Andrew's family, please? Of course, said Debbie. The mannequins quickly went through Andrew Peckelman's ancestry. Apparently, the family name had originally been Pickleman because they made pickles. After a prolonged parade of pickle people, the dummies took on the disguise of Andrew's most famous ancestor, a guy in horn-rimmed glasses and tweed sports coat named Peter Paul Peckelman. I appeared in the TV game show Concentration in 1968, he announced, and won a room full of furniture and wood paneling for my own rumpus room. Charles smiled. He knew the TV game show Concentration was very similar to Mr. Lemoncello's phenomenal picture word puzzler, one of the games he had picked up at the toy store. Peter Paul Peckelman's claim to fame was further confirmation that piecing together the picture puzzle would show Charles how to escape from the library. He'd been right. The dummies had just given him a bonus clue. Chapter 27. This is a quick one. Excited by the sudden appearance of their second bonus clue, Sierra read it out loud. 2 plus 2 can equal more than 4. Put 2 and 2 together, and you'll be closer than before. Akemi raised her hand. Yes, said Sierra. You do realize that Miguel here isn't on our team. Oh, right. Sorry. Miguel turned to Kyle. You guys are a team? Yep. You want to join? Maybe. Not sure. Check back with me later, man. No problem, said Kyle. He fist-thumped his chest. Miguel fist-thumped his, and they were flashing each other peace signs when Sierra said, I think this means we should all play together as a team. Remember what it said on the fountain down the lobby? Knowledge not shared remains unknown. Maybe, said Miguel. Like I said, let me get back to you guys. I'm working on a few angles of my own, flying solo. Sure, no problem. Kyle was about to do the whole fist bump peace sign thing again, but when he had a brainstorm. Miguel, quick question. What's on your library card? Miguel shrugged. My name and the number 1? Anything else, like on the back? Nothing really, a couple of books. 2? Yeah. What are their titles? Miguel bit his lip. I don't want to say. Because you think they might be clues. Not saying what I might or not be thinking, bro. Kyle nodded. There are 2 different books on the back of everyone's library cards, said Akemi thinking out loud. Put 2 and 2 together and you'll be closer than before. The book titles are some sort of clue. My books are 1, Akemi. Kyle shook his head and nodded towards Miguel. Right. Sorry. My bad. Okay, Miguel, said Kyle. If and when you decide to team up with us, you can show us the 2 books on the back of your card and we'll show you ours. We'll all split the prize 4 ways. Deal? Deal. Come on, guys. Kyle gestured towards the exit. Where are we going? Asked Sierra. Sorry, hold on. Kyle dropped his voice. The Electronic Learning Center. You want to play video games? Said Akemi. Now? Seriously, Kyle, we may need to rethink your status as team captain. I don't want to play video games. I want to check out the discard pile. Huh? The players who went home early dumped them in that goldfish bowl. Ooh, I'm coming with you guys, said Miguel. I've been thinking about those extra cards too. Fine, said Kyle. Whatever. When they entered the game room, they saw Clarence, his arms folded across his chest, genie style. He was standing guard in front of the discard pile. May I help you? He asked. Yeah, said Kyle. We want to check out the cards in that bowl. Sorry, said Clarence. You can't have them. But, Mr. Lemoncello, his face suddenly appearing on every video screen in the room, you can win them. Dressed in a polka-dotted bow tie and a snazzy jacket like the game show host, Mr. Lemoncello had one arm resting on a slender plexiglass podium. Behind him, Dr. Zinchenko, all decked out in sparkly red mini dress, looked like the models that pointed to prizes on TV. Are the 4 of you ready to play Let's Do a Deal? When Mr. Lemoncello said that, he pushed a big red button on his podium. A pre-recorded studio audience whistled, cheered, and applauded. What's Let's Do a Deal? Asked Kyle. My first game to ever be turned into a TV show, brought to you by Lemon Pledge. Dr. Zinchenko started singing, Lemon Pledge, very pretty, put the shine down, lemon good, Thank you, Dr. Z, said Mr. Lemoncello, bopping the button to make the audience cheer again. Now then, kids, here's the deal. Solve one simple picture puzzle, and the four of you win the 5 library cards in the bowl. And if we lose, simple. Each of you loses his or her library card and adds it to the discard bowl for our next lucky contestants to try and win. He banged the red button again. The audience cheered exactly the same way they cheered before. Kyle turned to the others. What do you say, guys? Let's go for it, said Akemi. Sierra nodded. Miguel, I'm in, bro. So you're joining our team? Absolutely. They knocked knuckles to seal the deal. Mr. Lemoncello must have whacked his button again because the canned studio audience started cheering. Kyle wondered what the sound effects would be if he and his friends lost their library cards playing Let's Do a Deal. Probably groans and weeping. Lots of weeping. Okay, this is the picture puzzle they're going to get. Your question today, I'm going to post a picture of this puzzle and you're going to try to solve it yourself. All right?